Welcome back to God of War: The Complete Story. It's time for us to complete this story of Kratos. So, as a final question to this, did you enjoy the last game in the God of War series? Personally, I felt that this was the weakest entry in the series, but I want to know what your opinion of this story is, so let me know in the comments down below. Now, when we last left off, Kratos had officially become the God of War, and he was slightly pissed off by the way the gods were treating him, and he was riding on the back of the Titans to Olympus to kill off the other gods. He had restarted the war between the Titans and the Olympians, and was here to ensure that the Titans won this time. The gods didn't want to just stand there waiting for Kratos and the Titans, though. Oh no! Hermes and Hercules jumped right into the fray, while Hades and Poseidon jumped down in their god forms. Poseidon is the greatest threat to the Titans, but don't worry about this, because that's why they brought Kratos, and he quickly dispatches of the god of sea. But he doesn't just dispatch him. Kratos has entered a whole new level of brutal, and he beats the god of sea to death and then gorges out his very eyes. But this is where we begin to see the problems with removing the beings that control things such as the sea. With the death of Poseidon, the entire sea erupts, engulfing much of the world and killing off most of mankind in one fell swoop. With Poseidon out of the way, Gaia and Kratos reach Zeus's pavilion, but Zeus is ready for them this time, and he begins to assault them with lightning strikes. The lightning pushes Gaia off the side of the mountain, and she begins to tumble down with Kratos. Kratos tries everything in his power to hold on, but sensing that Kratos is still there, she tells him, "You were only a pawn to free us, and now that we're free, we don't need you, Kratos." Kratos then falls back down to the earth below as she lets him go. The fall is so great that he dies in the process, falling back down to the underworld. Falling down into the underworld, he debates what he should do now. The gods have forsaken him. The Titans have forsaken him. Screw it. He's Kratos. It's time for revenge on everyone. He begins to crawl out of the underworld, and he comes across Athena, who claims that she has now ascended beyond what she was after Kratos killed her. She says that she understands what Kratos is doing, and she wants to help him get his revenge by granting him new weapons and abilities to escape the underworld one more time. On his way out, Kratos learns quite a bit about Olympus and Zeus, and he manages to kill off the Lord of the Underworld, Hades, on his way out. He then begins his trek back up the mountain of Olympus, but this time, he's fighting against the Titans and the gods. As he climbs, he comes across Helios, the god of the sun, and he rips his head off to use it as a weapon of the blaring sun. Everywhere he points the ripped off head of Helios, the sun blares. He then beats and rips off the legs of a Hermes to acquire the boots of Hermes, and then he beats Hercules to a pulp and breaks Hera's neck. During all of this, he learns that the only true way to defeat a god is that he will need to extinguish the flames of Olympus and take the item that is hidden within them. But Pandora is the only one who could unlock this, and she is in the labyrinth. So his rampage of death and destruction continues as he stabs the Titan Kronos in the head, and he kills off Hephaestus, and then he defeats the Queen of Scorpions. And after killing all of those people, he arrives at the chamber containing the flame of Olympus, and with the only person who can extinguish the flames, Pandora, with him, Kratos gets ready to see what the gods are hiding that can defeat them. Zeus then arrives, and he refuses to let Kratos turn Pandora into a key, and the two of them have another epic duel. Kratos at the last second decides that he doesn't need to sacrifice Pandora. But now it's too late. She gets absorbed into the flames, putting them out and revealing that the item that has been hidden all this time is none other than Pandora's box once again. The flames being put out knocked both Zeus and Kratos on the ground, so Kratos quickly runs over to the box to open it and get his... nothing. There's nothing in there. Zeus simply says that this is another failure, and he teleports outside. But Kratos is furious now. Well, more furious than he was before. Kratos runs outside and begins his battle with Zeus once again, but this time the Titan Gaia awakens and she comes over to interrupt their fight. Zeus and Kratos end up falling inside of Gaia, and then they run inside of her body to battle near her heart, with each of them sucking her life force to power themselves even further. The fight is beyond epic, but ends with Kratos using the blade of Olympus to impale Zeus into Gaia's heart, killing both the Queen of the Titans and Zeus, the King of the Gods. Kratos then awakens on the cliffside once again, next to the body of Zeus. But this isn't the end. Zeus is so furious at his infidel son that his rage, hatred, paranoia, and anger takes spirit form and begins to attack Kratos once again. But this time, the spirit attacks Kratos' determination, sucking him of his willpower to continue. On the verge of death one more time, Kratos retreats into his mind, where the spirit of Pandora aids him in overcoming this. With a surge of willpower and hope, Kratos breaks free and beats the spirit of Zeus to a pulp. Well, as much of a pulp as you can beat a spear. He beats up the spirit of Zeus. That's it. Kratos has his revenge. All the gods are dead, the Titans are dead, and now much of the world has been destroyed. Athena then arrives and congratulates Kratos for the victory, and demands that he return the weapon that he obtained from Pandora's box. Kratos simply says, there was nothing in there. But Athena says that he is lying! The box contained the sins of the Titans, and as a safety measure, she placed hope into the box as well. With the world destroyed, she wants to rule the world with hope under her rule. But then she realizes, when Kratos first opened the box, all the way back in God of War 1, the very evils that the box contained were freed. The sins of the Titans that infected the gods with paranoia, and that's why the gods went on a crazy paranoid rampage against Kratos. The power of hope infused itself into Kratos way back then, and he's had it this whole time. It was buried under his need for vengeance and his guilt for killing his own family. So she again demands, give up this power. But Kratos has had enough. It's time for him to stop all of this, and he impales himself, sending a beam of blue light into the sky, which sends the power of hope to the survivors of mankind. Athena becomes furious, stating that mankind will have no idea what to do with hope, and he has doomed everybody. She simply says that she's disappointed in Kratos, and walks away, leaving him to die there on the cliffside. But he snarls as he dies. I owe you nothing, Athena. In the post-credits scene, we see no body, and we only see a trail of blood leading off of the cliffside. And that's it. The God of War saga ends there. But we're not done with our God of War videos. We have one more to do before we move to our next series. Did you know that this isn't the original plot that the original creator wanted? Well, next we're going to be going over what his alternate plot for the God of War 3 was. And until then, I'll see you guys next time right here at Eligible Monster.